All right, this is One Last Midnight. Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Last we left off, we just created this copper building over here. This is the all-in-one copper mine, and I don't have the outputs. They're over there. They're these little things right here, but I don't have them going down yet because honestly, I don't really know where I'm going to feed the output to. I think it's going to be in the center here, but we don't need to worry about it, because it's just collecting and building up resources. I do have some backup resources for copper that are left over from ripping up the old copper factory. So we're going to need to work on steel. Steel is a huge problem right now. I'm not creating enough steel bars, and I mean iron, the steel pipes, I think we're doing okay on, but we're starting to use them in other things. So I'm going to need more of them, but the biggest problem here has been the steel beams, because they're used in almost everything in the next couple tiers, and I'm just not, I mean, I've got this overclock like you wouldn't believe, but I'm just not making them fast enough. So we need to focus on ripping all of this up and putting in a steel factory over in this area. Now these videos are taking a lot longer because of so many things that I have to wind up building and destroying first before I can even get started. So let's go ahead and rip this down, which means I'm gonna have to move the existing resources somewhere and get this ready for the steel foundation, and then I will be back. All right, so I finally got this area all cleared out. It took better part of an hour to get this all cleared out. All the resources have been moved over to temporary storage, and I think I'm pretty much ready to start laying stuff down. The only problem I came across is when I was measuring the top side, and I don't know how I did this, because I thought I set the ramp based off of these tiles down here, these foundation pieces, but somehow I'm offset. So I didn't get these lined up correctly. You could see if you're looking at the top up here to this platform and you come straight down, that it's off. It's looking like it's lined up with this. It's not lined up with this. So that's going to take a little rework. Most of this stuff here overhead is going to go away anyways. But the biggest problem is all these conveyor lines that I've laid down, and then of course the rest of the platform, the rest of this upper platform is completely offset. It's completely wrong. And so, you know, the question is, do I go ahead and take the time, effort, and energy to rework all of these platforms and all of these conveyor belts and the hypertube and all that, and then when you get way down in here, because this is all based off of that same platform that we've got all this factory stuff here, I'm probably not going to redo it all. That's kind of crazy. I don't think I want to invest the time, effort, and energy into reworking that area, but I will do some of this front area, mainly because I want to have my factory walls kind of line up a little bit, and I'm going to need it because I'm going to have multiple factory walls essentially based off of these tiles down here. So I'll probably wind up reworking this top part and then just a little ways back, and then put a ramp, a connecting ramp or something, and just keep this other platform pieces, because man, that would be a lot of work to relay all that, and I doubt that I'm gonna do that. I highly doubt it. Yes, I'm talking and I'm thinking about, will I do it? Will I do it? I highly doubt that I'll do that. That's just crazy to redo all that work. So I'll just make it look somewhat decent and go from there. So now I just need to figure out where the platform is going to be for this particular factory. And because I can't use this section, I think ultimately I'm going to wind up laying it down right from here And then I don't know how far out I need to go. I need to figure out what the exact dimensions are going to be of this particular factory floor. But I definitely want to encompass at least, you know, the miners. So I'm thinking that we're going to come out... Oops, I just doubled up on that. I'm thinking we're going to come out... It's going to run something like this. It's going to be the backside. There'll be walls up here on this little area right here. And I might come out this direction to something about... Probably about here, I'm thinking. It all depends on how many pieces of equipment I need to put down. So I'm looking at total of 10 foundries to be able to process the ore. So here's what I'm thinking. These two miners are going to be converted over to Mark II miners, which is going to then turn around and produce a total of 480 iron. And I want to use that 480 iron to produce steel beams only. So that's going to produce 120 steel beams a minute. But in order to do that, I am going to need 10 foundries. It's actually 11 foundries. And then I'm going to need 8 constructors off of those 11 foundries to be able to produce all of those steel beams. Okay, so that's taken care of. And then the other concept is I need to make steel pipes as well. So if I take this all-in-one facility and convert this over to a Mark II miner, bring the iron ore underneath into this building that's going to be here. So first floor will be foundries, second floor will be constructors for the beams, third floor will be foundries, fourth floor will be constructors, and then fifth floor will be storage. So that's how this whole thing is going to play out. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'll have 160 steel pipes and what did I say? Like 120 steel beams coming out a minute, which is going to be great. I'm going to use more beams than I will pipes, but that's what I'm thinking. I am going to have a coal issue. And so while I'm reworking the coal, I'm going to need a total of 480 coal just to handle the steel beams, and then I'll need another 240 just to handle the steel pipes. I have that, the coal, no problem. It's completely available to me. I'm just going to have to rework the distribution of it a little bit. So here's the coal. This is already on a Mark II miner, so this is producing the 240 that I need. I'm going to need 480 for the other one. So I think this is a pure node as well. Yep. So these two will be my 480. And then what I'll do is I'll rework, I believe I can rework this particular coal mine. I can overclock this to be 240 or something. I don't know. I need to figure out how the whole coal scenario is going to work. I thought I had enough coal coming out of here. There's another coal mine. I thought there was another coal mine. So there's 1, 2, 3. I thought there was a fourth one down here. Yeah, there's one right here. So this one I'll need to overclock to be able to keep all of my coal factories going, my coal power plants going, and then I'll convert this one over to be 240. I think it's already producing 240. No, it's not. So I'll convert this one over to be 240, and this will feed the pipes. So those two over there will feed the beams. This one will feed the pipes. This one needs to be converted to feed these two power, or these, what, 16 coal power plants. And yeah, so a lot of work still to be done. So let's get to it. All right, so the first floor of this factory is complete. This is the steel beams portion of the factory. So the first floor, second floor will be steel beams. And I had to put down 11 foundries. 10 foundries will run at 100%. The other foundry is going to run at 67%. And that should consume all 480 iron ore. And I have the 2 iron mines that have been upgraded to the Mark II mines. They're in the back there. And that should, well, I need to get the coal in, but I need to fix this all mess here first before I can get the coal in. And then I need to go over and way over there and fix the coal part to get 480 coal into this. But then that should be this taken care of. So let me get the rest of the walls and the floor for the second floor in, and then I'll get the constructors down, and then I'll go back and worry about the coal. So I will be right back. All right, level 2 has been complete. So I've got 8 constructors down to make steel beams, and you can see off in the distance that there is actually room for growth. So if we go to the Mark III miners, might have enough to be able to, you know, push another line or something up here of steel bars, and then, you know, be able to extend this if I want to extend it. I don't think I'm going to need to extend. I don't know. You know, I need to see what the consumption rate is going to be for steel beams. It might be higher than 120 per minute, but then again, you know, it might not be. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyways, that was level 2. Level 3 is going to be the foundries for the steel ingots to be able to do level 4, which is going to be steel pipes. So let me go ahead and get that started. All right, the third level has been complete. I was going to actually do the steel pipes separated into 2 levels, but I have enough space up here. I actually combined everything into one. So I have 6 foundries off in the distance over here. 4 or 5 of the foundries are running at 100%. The other one's running at 33%. And then I have 8 constructors that are actually going to be making the steel pipes. And so that's going to be producing 160 pipes, and it'll come out right here. So the only thing I need to do now is I need to put the 4th level on, which is going to be storage. And I did make a change to the coal. I have 1 coal line coming in right now. If you'll notice, I got rid of a bunch of stuff over here, but I have this 1 coal line coming in that I've converted over to a 480 line. And that's going to power the bottom level. So the bottom level is going to make the steel ingots, which are going to be used in the steel beams, right? So I still need 240 coal to come into this line on the top over here. And I do have another coal line to bring in. I'm just going to have to put it on top of all this stuff and bring in a coal line on top of this, and then that'll wind up feeding this part of this production. But I'm going to have to rework several things to be able to get that up and running. So I'm not going to worry about that right now, but let's get the storage in place, and then also, well, we'll see what we'll do after that. Let me get the storage going, and I'll be right back. All right, so the storage for the steel factory is complete, and I did the same thing that I did with the copper factory, which is the new concept. I'm using a smart splitter that will get rid of the overflow off into this direction, and then if the overflow only works when all the storage is full, right? So it will fill up the storage. Once the storage is complete, the overflow will get shipped off to somewhere, to some awesome sink somewhere, to get destroyed. Same on this side. So this is pipes and this is beams. Same concept. Beams will get loaded up into this storage. When the overflow hits, it'll feed off to this direction and get dumped into a sink somewhere. The output is on the backhand side of this. All these outputs are merged together, and pipes go down one side, beams go down the other side. And of course, it'll be facing this direction, which will be the large machine factories will be down in here. Somewhere in here, large machine factory. So the only thing left to do with this is to wire it up for power. And I guess the final stage would be, you could see that I have this Mark IV belt going in with 480 coal. That is feeding the beams on the bottom. Well, it's feeding the furnaces, which will then turn around to be used, those steel ingots to create the beams. So I don't have anything for the pipes right now. I'm going to need 240 for the pipes. That means I need to run an entire conveyor line all the way from way the frig down there back over to here to be able to feed the factory down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to power it up. I guess I got to get that coal in. I'm dreading getting that coal in because it's going to take so long. But let me get that coal in, and then this whole factory should be running, and we can test it out. But I will power it up, wire it up for power first, and then I'll get that coal built. So I'll be back. All right, well, I got the other coal line coming in, and now I've got steel pipes going through. So if you look at both of these sides here, you'll... Okay, hey manta ray. I guess I'm really close to the manta ray. Maybe this would be a good area for like a pickup location. You could see the steel beams are coming through on each one of the belts, though that belt right there. Okay, I did see one. And then we have our steel pipes coming through, and they're coming through on each one of the belts. So this factory is working. I just need to finish it off by, you know, closing up the walls and putting the ceiling on. But ultimately, everything is working as expected. You can see the outputs are ready to be delivered to whatever we plan on doing down here. And we need to decide, this package is in the way, but we need to decide what I want to do. I say we, but I need to decide what I want to do down here. So, like I said, I think that this whole area is going to be main factory floor. So I have the all-in-one iron mine. I'm going to tear that down because in each one of these buildings over here, the plates, the rods, and the screw building, I'm producing enough of the product that I don't think I'm going to have need for this particular all-in-one factory. I mean, I still have plenty of room. I guess I could keep the all-in-one factory and just go vertical with it, since there's really nothing else to do with any of this other stuff over here. Or I can just turn this into the main factory for the assemblers and the manufacturers making the secondary products, which there are a lot of, well, I guess this would be the third tier products. There'll be a lot of third tier products, a lot of assembler products, and a lot of manufacturer products that I need to make, or at least a good handful of them. And so that's what's going to go into this middle area over here. Now I still have the concrete factory sitting over here that I need to do something with. We have the caterium that we need to do something with. We have sulfur and quartz, which I'm not doing anything with right now. So we need to do something with those as well. So maybe what I do is I put in the caterium factory here, and then I put in sulfur and quartz around the back side of this building on the other side over here. Oh, autosave kills me. On the other side over here, do a quartz, do a sulfur, probably can pull down this Christmas stuff, and then I've got all the factories that I need for all the resources, and then just pump them into an area that's got just a bunch of assemblers and a bunch of manufacturers. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. So next will be caterium, then it'll be sulfur and quartz, and then the big mamba jamba. You got a big mamba jamba, which is going to be interesting because that's where I need to marry all of these resources together in one facility. and produce the end products that I need to do. And then also I need to worry about disposal. I need to worry about overflow. And I want to have my overflow in one general vicinity. I don't know, maybe on a roof somewhere of the main factory, where I just dispose of all of it, right? I dispose of any of the first level, second level, or third level products that are overflowed. Just dump it in the top on that particular building. And yeah, I mean, you don't have enough tickets to use, right? Yes, there are some things that I need to buy. You know, I need to buy all these guys and stuff, and the vehicle, and you know, I got most of these. I can buy some statues, and you know, there's a good quantity of tickets that can be consumed. You know, these little equipment things I can buy if I need them. Of course, I can always buy parts if I want to, but it's ridiculous. I'll be producing enough parts that I don't need to worry about purchasing them. So, I mean, there's other little things that I can purchase, especially like the statues, where I'm going to dump a very large quantity of tickets into just to be able to get them unlocked. So, you know, there is some use for these tickets. Yeah, hey dude, get out of here. And we just need to find a good area to stick that that awesome sink. I said, I think on top of the main factory is going to be a good place for him. So I will just do a little bit of housekeeping, and in the next video we'll worry about the Caterium. I think the Caterium is going to be really small. I think it's going to fit into this footprint, no problem. And sulfur is going to be kind of small, and then also quartz is going to be kind of small. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I need to rip down, but otherwise we're looking pretty good. Factory's coming along. So thank you guys, really appreciate you joining me. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below, and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.